get started. All right, today is Monday, September 21st, 2020. This is this Kubernetes CSI implementation meeting. I guess we can go. Main topics today are 119 wrap up and then starting 120 planning and tracking. So I went ahead and cleaned up the 119 board and moved all our backlog items to the 120 board. I think the main things we have now, let's see, I think Snapshotter is released, is that correct?
Yeah, it is done. I just, I think I submit a PR for that to add that webhook image.
Okay, sounds good. CSI proxy is also released, but the build is broken. I need to go ping Jing on that and see how to fix that. And then I started updating all of the host path sidecars to use the new release. I think, Xing, one thing we do need to do is update the Prow stuff to run the new Snapshotter controller and the webhook.
The webhook,
I guess
we don't have E2E test for the webhook yet, so
that's true.
that can be added yet. We need to add test first, right?
Yeah, so at least update the snapshot controller.
Okay.
We can look into the how to add the webhook stuff in as the other task.
Okay.
Okay. So I think that's it for releasing the images, and then oh, thanks. Yeah, I'm working on updating our CI tests to add the 119 jobs with the new sidecars. And then finally, we need to update our docs page with all the new sidecar releases. That's something I can try to get to later today. Unless someone else has time and would like to go and work on updating the docs, that would be appreciated.
I can update the resizer related docs in the main, the docs page.
Okay, sure. Thanks. All right, so that's it for 119. Anything else for 119? All right, moving to 120. I started populating stuff, mostly moving the backlog items over and any in-progress PRs that we have, and projects that we are also carrying over from last time. So if you're working on something new, go ahead, and if you think there's going to be a fair amount of work that needs tracking, you can create a new project to track it. Otherwise, you can just add a note or something here if that's easier. I think some of the in-progress stuff that's going on right now, targeting 120, there is a race between node and stage and delete volume. There is a fix being proposed in the PVC protection controller to also look at the volumes in use field on the node object. So please take a look at that PR. I think it's getting into a reviewable state. Let's see, this was carried over from last time. Hemant, do you know if there's been any movement on this?
No, the reviewer has not. Sorry, the author has not updated it. So, but this is something we have to fix. So I will have to. Like this is something we'll try to get it in for 120.
Okay. I guess how much longer do you want to wait before we just open another PR?
I think we'll just open another PR. I'll
Okay.
do this. I'll do this one. I think we have waited long enough.
Okay, cool. Thank you. Let's see. There's also this change that's in progress. This change is basically removing the check that volume directories have to be mount points. This is going to impact when we delete the objects or delete the pod objects. So now the pod object won't be deleted until the entire volume directory is gone, instead of assuming that, or instead of waiting only for the unmount to happen. So this is needed for CSI drivers that don't actually do mount points, or they do like bind mounts on the root file system. Those are the types of things that are not directories that are not detected properly with our is likely mount point today. And this is also needed to fix some flaky mock driver tests, which will help unblock the adding mock driver to conformance. I think, oh, okay. Looks like it's been updated. So hopefully we can review it again today, and it should merge this week. Next up, this was a change that Andy was doing, also related to assuming things are mount points. I believe this is basically removing the mount point check in node stage and publish. We had wanted to hold this off at 119 because the release team was asking us to minimize potentially breaking changes. But I think we can target this for 120. I guess is there a rebase that's needed? I'm not sure.
Was that just because it was late in the 119 cycle, or was there something special about 119?
I think it was just in general due to like COVID and everything. The release team wanted us to like minimize the potential toil that like admins would have to do when upgrading to 119.
Okay, because you still pay the same tax when you upgrade to 120.
Yes,
Pay me
yeah,
now,
you
pay me
do.
later.
I think the thinking at the time was that like this whole COVID thing would be over in a couple months,
Right.
which did not turn out to be the case, at least in the US. So yeah, but that was at least the hope at the time. I think we can target this for I haven't heard anything contrary for 120, so I think we can target it for 120.
They still have not formally opened it up. I believe they're saying they want to have a meeting tomorrow or something. I see some emails talking about opening up.
Yeah. So everything right now needs a milestone 120 on it in order to merge. I believe there was an email saying they were thinking about whether or not they just want to require the milestone 120 on everything, even features. So I think that's what the meeting is about.
I thought they're talking about not requiring this 1.1.20 milestone.
Yeah. They're
to
trying to.
normal.
Yeah. They're having a
Yeah.
meeting to discuss whether or not they want to remove the 120 requirement or not. Okay. So for this PR, I think Jan, you were last reviewing this. Could you take a final look at this and see if it looks ready to go?
Okay.
Cool. Thank you very much. I guess. Oh, why is my internet so slow? Okay, let's go back. All right, so I think that's all the current PRs that I see out there that we want to track. Moving on to 120 features, we have volume expansion. I guess, Hamat, have you been able to populate this with like all of the updated things that we need to do?
Not yet, but I'll do that this week.
Okay, awesome. And I think you mentioned there's like a lot of things and you might need some help in this area. So
Yeah,
if you can like help identify where people can help out, that would be great.
yeah. KK has volunteered to help me with the volume being deleted while resize is pending, and I need to file some. I might have to update. There's a so that we decided to move the allow volume expansion field from SC to PV. I copy it, not move. So I think I have to submit a update to the existing cap. Now the question is, when we did this for secret, we moved this field as beta directly. Now if I wonder if this could be done as a beta, or if we need a new feature flag for this, I would hate to add a feature flag for this, but that's something.
Did we add the secret field as beta
Yeah, we did.
directly?
Yep, yep.
Okay. I need to go back and think because I vaguely recall there was some scenario with like HA upgrading that required a field to already exist in a previous version before you turn it on by default. I need to double check with Jordan on that one.
Okay, so I have to update the cap for that, and if we need a new feature flag, then I might have to write a new cap, but I'll do that this week.
Okay. Awesome. Thank you. Let's see. Next, we have volume health. I guess, Shane, did you want to keep this in alpha for this release?
Yeah, I like to keep it alpha and just to make sure that we add all the missing tests and everything and give people some time to play with it.
Okay. Sounds good. All right. And then snapshots.
Yeah, so this one, I think I already added all the to-dos.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, I think the main thing is this, we need to add the metrics to the snapshot controller. I think Shang-Chen is working on a design doc, so I need to ping him and see how he is. And yeah, still have a lot of E2E tests to add.
Okay.
Oh,
looks
so
like
there
are a lot of people.
Yeah, so validation webhook. Does is a Chris? Do you think he might be interested in working on the adding test for the validation web? We actually don't have one. We don't have someone for the validation webhook. I actually need to check because some of those I think. Oh, actually, Christian, you're here. Are you? Do you still have time to work on this secrets E2E test for Snapshot in 1.20 release?
I hope to. The end-to-end test for FS group is more important than this, in my opinion.
Okay.
So that takes precedence.
Okay, so probably okay, so maybe I'll see and wait for some time, and if you don't have time, then we'll try to find somebody else.
Okay. Last time when I talked to Sean Chen, he said he was gonna try to get someone from his team to work on the validation webhook stuff.
Oh, okay. I'll
tests.
I'll check with him then. Okay.
All right. Awesome. So let's see. That's all of the existing projects that I had from last time, but I think we have some new stuff coming in 1.20. I think we've got all the FS group and SC Linux discussions going on, and then I think Ben, you're working on the data populators.
Yep.
So if you want,
I took your advice from last week about looking into the or doing it as a validating webhook rather than as changes to the controller. So I copied all the code from the snapshotter, and I have a mostly working prototype I'm trying to pull together. But I need to make changes to the cap after I get the prototype sort of, just as a proof of concept. So what is the deadline for the cap? Because that.
It's October 6th is the deadline.
Okay,
It's
so
actually
that's not very
very
far
short.
away.
Well, yeah, already 21st. My goodness.
Yeah, I'm going on vacation second half this week, so I'm thinking, okay, I got a day or two, and then I'm on vacation. Then I come back, and I have to do the KEP immediately to make the deadline. So.
But only one we have like, wow, that's really short.
Yeah.
Well, even for the snapshot, I need to go check all. But for snapshot, it's basically an update of the KEP, right? But so for that.
Well, I was planning on just updating my KEP as well. I mean, whether it's a separate KEP or a new KEP, not a big deal as far as I'm concerned. But yeah, I'm very cognizant of, I got to get the prototype working so I can write how it works and get people to agree that that's the right way to do it.
Okay, so I think, yeah, it's really, really tight. Well, I hope they extend it by 1 week or something.
I think this is extended. That's the scary thing. Like,
is this already extended?
Like it's been like a month since 119 shipped, and we were sort of in this weird time warp.
Okay.
No, I think we didn't had a release time not for 120 like for last 2-3 weeks. So.
Yeah, when they announced, it already seems pretty short.
Yeah. From announcement itself, it was pretty short. I think at this point in time, I mean, we have to kind of get our ducks in a row before the release is cut. Like, we shouldn't even wait for the feature freeze enhancement deadlines. But yeah, it's tricky.
So Michelle, you said if it's like going from beta to GA, the snapshot, does it need to go through the API review again? What is the process for going from beta to GA?
Yeah. So we'll need to go through API review again. But if if there weren't any changes to the API, then it should be pretty trivial.
So probably I should probably stop ping Tim and get on his calendar, because API itself is not changed. The only thing is this webhook thing. That is the only new thing, right? Okay.
Yeah.
Probably should just do that. Otherwise, it's getting crazy.
Yeah, that should be fine. I think the bigger thing going from beta to GA is going to be the production readiness review.
Oh, okay.
Because I think there will be a lot more things that we need to do to meet the bar there to go to GA.
Okay, but that's like there's 3 people that we can ask for, right? So I need to check and see. I don't know if did we go through that, because the snapshot one was merged before they have this requirements. I don't know if when Andy got the webhook thing in, did we go through this?
No.
Okay.
No. Yeah, I think they just introduced this process like last release, so it's sort of like a like get familiar with it, but they haven't actually done like real reviews for it. I think this time around they're gonna start.
But it's only I think there are only like 3 people that can do this. How can they have to review all this cats? Okay. All right. I need to check. I don't even know who is supposed to review this one. We probably don't even have anyone there. Okay. I'll start looking at it and see. Okay. It's 2 things. All right. Okay.
All right. And also, yeah, so if you don't have your feature listed here, go ahead and add a card or add a project for it and add it to this. I think if you're a member of the Kubernetes CSI org, you should have permissions to add things. So let me know if it doesn't work for you, and I can try to help fix the permissions.
Just the little plus button is how we do it?
Yeah. You can, if you just want to add a card, you can just plus this. Or if you want to add a whole project, like if you have a lot of different smaller tasks you want to track, you can do new project. And then you can copy paste the URL into the card.
And what is the code freeze deadline? Is that sometime in November? End of November, right?
November 12th.
Okay. That's like all E2E tests.
This cycle,
Those are all entry.
Yeah.
All the ED, that's a lot. Actually, we have a lot of entry tests. All right. Okay.
This cycle is supposed to be longer, but it feels like it's mostly back to the same pace where it's like everything is 1 month.
Yeah, seems very short. Okay.
All right. Any thing else anyone wants to
So-
discuss?
So I'm able to add a card, but like, what am I supposed to link from it? Like,
Oh,
you
you
have
can
something
either
for
like,
Populator. Do you have an item? Do you have a project for Populator?
no,
oh yeah,
I mean,
that's
it doesn't-
fine.
It doesn't
there-
feel like a
there-
project. Like there will be a PR on the external provisioner repo
Mhm.
soon.
Oh,
and
is
of
that
course there'll be an
webhook?
update to the KEP,
Okay.
and like that's most of what I think is needed. And then of course I want people to look at the PR and tell me why it's wrong, and I'll fix it.
Yeah. If you don't think there's enough items to do like a whole project board for it, then you can like make it a checklist or something here.
Okay.
Kind of like how I did this one.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, I'll be able to add more links off of this card as I have stuff to review. Which will hopefully be soon.
All right. Sounds good. Yeah, so in addition to like the stuff in progress, I added a bunch of things that would be really nice to do this cycle. If people have time, I think it's mostly like we should clean up the Travis stuff now that we've migrated away. There's a bunch of bugs, I think, like race conditions, especially in the attach detach area, that would be really good to fix. And then yeah, it's mostly just bug fixes and like test failures that would be great to tackle this cycle. All right, anything else? Then we'll end for today. Thanks.
Thank you.